What is up everyone, Pogo Sean GG here and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be sharing my battles with you in the Ultra League on the first day, and guess what? We get to rank 9. We did end at 25-22, and yeah, so I'm going to be showcasing the team my favorite team that I created, the Shadow Swampert, Articuno, Cresselia. Essentially, we always switch in Cresselia, draw out the Steel type, get Swampert on that Steel type, knock it out, have Articuno and Swampert sweep the back line. And yeah, I'm going to be showcasing some battles here. They get kind of boring, it's really repetitive, and yeah, if you guys want to watch it, go ahead and watch it. I really recommend this team. I've actually been seeing it quite a bit. Even the very first battle I played, it was against this team. So yeah, sit back, relax, grab a drink, chill. It's quite long, and because of the bulky Ultra League Open, Cresselia's Registeals, they're all freaking bulky. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time. I'll see you guys in the next battle. Peace. Alright, getting into the first battle with Neon RJ. So my opponent leads with Giratina. I'm going to automatically switch to Cresselia. And they bring out Empoleon, which is totally cool. We're going to get off these future sites, possibly draw a shield. We're going to need 3 in total to knock out the Empoleon. However, Empoleon charges up their charge moves pretty quick. Actually, it's kind of slow. It takes 5 waterfalls to get to the Hydro Cannon. And yeah, let's see if they shield up the third one. If they don't shield it, if they don't shield the third future sight, it's going to be knocked out. But it looks like I'm going for the Moonblast, and it looks like they get to the third one before we get to our third charge move, so we're going to be getting knocked out. I'm going to bring in my Empoleon to farm it down. I'm going to bring out my Swampert to farm it down, and I'm going to shield this up, get enough energy to possibly land an Earthquake on the Giratina coming out. Sometimes I like to bait the Earthquake, sometimes I don't. Let's see what I do here. I do bait. It's probably safer to throw the Earthquake there just because it does so much damage. However, it was worth the bait. We do get the shield, and guess what? They have a Togekiss. Articuno is going to sweep the remainder of the line. If they don't shield here, it takes 5 Icy Winds to knock out the Togekiss. 4, 5, and we're going to have enough energy to throw an Icy Wind on this Giratina. So either way this team works out, the math is pretty good. It's really good here. I want to go ahead and shield it again, just so we can get another Icy Wind off. And with the debuffed Giratina, I could actually bring in my Swampert and throw more charge moves at it. So what I like about this concept is that once the Giratina is debuffed, my Swampert it gives it more play because it's deep. The Dragon Breaths or the Shadow Claws, Dragon Claws are going to be doing almost 40% less. So that was a GG to my opponent. And these matches are kind of quick. They're up about 150%. And we do get a mirror match here. I don't want to see this matchup. I want to give Cresselia and Articuno this matchup just because they have better matchups besides the mirror, and I don't want to use my Swampert against a non-Steel type. So they get all Earthquake off here, which is totally cool. And typically, if they stay in and I throw a charge move with my Cresselia, they're more inclined to shield because it could be a Grass Knot, and it's gonna knock them out. We do get a low battery. It's kind of annoying. Unfortunately for the iPhone, you can't turn that off. My opponent gets the Shadow Snake here. Hopefully we get another shield. If not, it's totally cool. We have Articuno on the back to handle this. So I think in this position, because I'm at the Moonblast, I'm going to go ahead and shield, or else Articuno is going to be taken down to half health. So I think this is well worth the investment here. And that's what I've been doing lately, and it feels great. And it's going to take 1 Ice Shard to knock this out. I'm not going to bring in my Swampert just because I want a little bit of an energy advantage on my Articuno, and that's 1 Ice Shard in. It takes 5 Ice Shards to get to the Icy Wind. And I'm going to go ahead and expend another shield here because this Hydro Cannon will do the most damage out of anything that's in the back. You could assume, so Giratina Swampert, you could probably assume there's going to be like a Togekiss or something in the back, maybe another Cresselia. If it's Cresselia, I'm kind of in trouble, so it's a Mirror Articuno. However, we're ahead on energy. We're a little bit down on health. I'm going to go ahead and bring out my Swampert here because it's debuffed, and I could take a few Icy Winds without being threatened to getting knocked out. We do draw the last shield, which is what we want to see. As you can see, ooh, we do get a Hurricane. That is actually an interesting play. That's actually cool. I like it. However, we're not debuffed, so we're going to be doing a lot of damage here. I should have thrown... No, actually, because I didn't throw my Articuno... Oh, never mind. I should have thrown there then. That would have made more sense. Possibly. No, no, actually it was good that my Swampert went down, because that Swampert... the opposing Swampert could have farmed us down and got an extra energy to get a Hydro Cannon off to knock out my Articuno. So it was actually good that the Articuno knocked out my Swampert. These are things you have to think about. Do you want to get knocked out, or do you want, if you possibly knock out the opposing Pokemon, your opponent's Pokemon can go in and farm you down and get energy off on the next Pokemon that comes out. So my opponent brings in Registeel here. This is what we want to see. This is part of the reason why this team exists. The way I built it, it draws out the Registeel, and we're going to be getting the Swampert on the Registeel. We played this match a million times. The Registeel gets down to about 35%, which is more than enough for a Hydro Cannon. Like I said before, we want, for this fourth Flash Cannon, I would like to see my opponent to throw a Great here, just to enable they farm more. That's just tips to my opponent. If I were my opponent, this is where I would throw a Great or a Nice and then farm down, so I can get additional energy to throw off on my Swampert. I overcharge it again. I should be throwing it as soon as I get the Hydro Cannon, but it's totally cool. Because of that, because we shielded, we're able to get additional farm here, and I even undercharge it to get even more of a farm. Absolutely incredible. We're going to be way ahead on energy. We throw off this Icy Wind. The game's still not over. Our opponent has 2 shields, and Clefable's charms do a lot of damage, and they add up quite fast. I think it's worth the shield here because I need my Articuno for that Giratina. They throw the Meteor Mash. We get the second Icy Wind off. What does my opponent decide to do here? Does he decide to shield it? So he does. So it looks like I'm inclined to farm it down. Actually, I don't get there. We do throw the Icy Wind. And it looks like I take it out. So that's incredible, actually. But we're so far ahead on energy with the Swampert. We're going to be able to take out this Giratina with a double Earthquake. My opponent realizes this, and it's going to be a GG. Because we undercharged on the Registeel Hydro Cannon, we were able to get that energy advantage and take the game. So I think it was worth shielding that Focus Blast from the Registeel, 100%. So Melmetal lead, I like to throw the Hydro Cannon right away. It gets it down to 60%, and I like to shield the first superpower. This typically draws out like a Giratina or a Cresselia. So I shield this up, and I'm getting ready to switch. I'm looking at the top, and it's a Clefable, so I bring in my Cresselia. You don't want to bring in Articuno just because the energy is slow, and you want those charm damage adds up against Articuno, and Clefable has a favorable matchup. However, Cresselia has a better matchup against Clefable, so I decided to bring Cresselia, and we're able to take this switch advantage or either shield advantage. So they decide to let Clefable go down, which is great. They bring out the Melmetal, and guess what? You know how this match goes. The Future Sight essentially takes out the Melmetal. We're able to Psycho Cut it down. This is also cool. We get an extra Moonshot off with Swampert. No, actually I bring out my Articuno here to lock in the Giratina with the Icy Winds. However, my opponent is very smart and automatically switches in their Giratina, so this ensures my opponent could clear its debuffs here. What my opponent is trying to do here is just stall out the clock, throw as many Dragon Claws as he can, and I'm building up to 2 Icy Winds because I know I need to get another Icy Wind off on the Giratina when it comes back in. So I'm not going to shield any of this up because I don't have any shields, of course. So I'm charging up to 2 because I know he's going to switch. So I'm not going to throw. So you can expect the switch right there. We catch the switch. We throw the Icy Winds off. We need 1 more for the second one. And this is going to be a good game. And we still have a healthy Swampert in the back, which is incredible. And GG's to my opponent. I added the IVs in. I hope you guys like it. Hopes it helps you guys out. Gives you more of an idea how my team is. The Swampert mirror match. I don't like to stay in there. I like to draw out the. I like to bring out Cresselia because there's no reason for my Swampert to be matched up with another Swampert. And we draw out a Snorlax. And I like to go double Future Sight here. Sometimes it really depends how I feel on the day. So I'm going to go for another Future Sight again. I don't know why I build up to 100 energy, but okay, totally cool. The play here should be Future Sight, double Moonblast. I think that's the best play there. So I know my opponent has a lot of energy, enough for 2 body slams. So I'm going to tank 1 and shield the second one. Not sure if this is enough to KO. If not, you need like another mud shot. Nope, it's enough to KO. And what does my opponent decide to bring out? We're up a shield, which is great. Articuno, and Articuno is going to sweep. Anything that's not steel, Articuno does really well against. But the match still isn't over. These get kind of tricky based on my opponent switching. Sometimes they build up a lot of energy, but they got to draw out the clock as well. So it's a balance between saving energy and stalling out the clock to clear the debuffs. This is a very close match, to be honest. So my opponent's waiting for me to throw, and I think he's going to shield here, which is actually a really smart play. Oh, never mind. I take that back. So my opponent's locked in with the Giratina, so it's going to be permanently debuffed for the remainder of the match because they didn't save their Swampert. I'm going to go ahead and shield this up just to get another Icy Wind off. This will ensure my Swampert takes less damage, and I'm able to get an Earthquake off. So in order not to get farmed, I switched out here. I probably could have went for a Hydro Cannon, but to be safe, I go for the Earthquake. It'll be really awkward if it didn't if the Hydro Cannon didn't get knocked out. If the Hydro Cannon didn't knock out Giratina, I should say. And we take that game. Was this the first set in total? So yeah, that was a 5-0. And we're a few away to get to rank 9. And this is another set. This isn't consecutive sets. I just decided to show the good ones. So we have a Dragon Breath Giratina. This is favorable for Cresselia just a little bit more. So my opponent decides to shield here. I'm still not going to shield this up. Interesting play, interesting play. So the Registeel comes out, which is what we want. And we've seen this before, we just want it to get into Hydro Cannon range. However, since I took Dragon Breath and a Shadow Snake, it doesn't look like I'm going to get to the 30%, 40% range that we need to one-shot it with Hydro Cannon. So it looks like I'm going to commit a shield here. Man, people are just 5 more energy costs you could get to a Focus Blast, but I get it. I would always go for the Focus Blast in this scenario, just because it's so risky. So we're at another Hydro Cannon. Giratina comes back out. I throw the Earthquake here. And we do get it. We do make it land. It's a Cresselia. Even shields, Articuno wins this cleanly, and Cresselia's Moonblast do the most damage, so I'm going to go ahead and shield that up. Yeah, Ultra League. This video is a lot longer just due to the fact that there's so much more bulk in the Ultra League, Open Ultra League I should say, because the Cresselias, the Giratinas, they have so much bulk, the Registeels. Yeah, let me know how you guys like this content, Open Ultra. I might try Premier Cup just because there's so much diversity and it's kind of fun. I played a few matches on my alt account and there's definitely a case to be made to play that just to get better overall because you'll understand more matchups and stuff. But I like this just because I win a lot with this team. I might switch this team up actually just because of the fact that I actually ran into my team a few times. The very first team I played today was an exact mirror, which is pretty cool to be honest. So we're gonna go ahead and take this game here. We just need to land this Hydro Pump, Hydro Cannon, and we'll be taking out the Giratina here. And that's a good game. GG, GG. And for my next opponent, leaves Registeel. Okay, this is a double Steel team. If this were in different order, I would totally lose. So my opponent's staying in here. When your opponent stays in here like this, that means they have two Pokemon that are weak to your lead. So this tells me that Registeel's weak to Swampert, and there's also probably another Steel type that's weak to Swampert. That's why they were staying in there. So I don't want my Articuno to be matched up with the Registeel, so that's the Pokemon I go with. I don't mirror it because Articuno has a horrible matchup against Registeel. Absolutely horrible. And we're just going to be throwing Ice Sealants here. Totally cool. Switch out the Registeel to get an advantage. It's a questionable play. I should probably stay in, maybe. Opponent's smart and didn't shield. Alright. Oh, this is actually a funny win condition. I think this might be the game. Okay, never mind. Take that back. My opponent double shields here, meaning that clear signal that they have another Steel type in the back. However, I'm gonna be able to live this Focus Blast. Might shut down the Cresselia. And Swampert is going to sweep the remainder of the line. And guess what it is? Ooh, man middle. GG, dude. GG. If I were my opponent, I would actually lead with Cresselia. Lead with Cresselia and have 2 steel types in the back. And I could talk about the logic behind this in another video. Obstagoon. So what I like to do here is throw a Hydro Cannon, get it down to 50%, or take a shield and then automatically switch into Cresselia. We do CMP tie. I do eat a Night Slash, which is cool because it doesn't do that much damage. And we switch into Cresselia. Ooh, what are you doing here? What are you doing? That's not my usual play, but it's cool. We draw out the Registeel, and like I said before, we want to get it down into the 40%, 35% range for a Hydro Cannon. But we got to keep in mind that that Obstagoon has about 8 or 9 counters worth of energy because he didn't throw on my Cresselia. Exciting match. Exciting match. I still think it's amazing how Cresselia hangs with Registeel, or could get it down so low, despite the fact that everything is heavily resisted and Registeel is so bulky. So this Flash Cannon is going to take me out, and I throw it right away. I don't want Registeel to get a charge move off just because of the fact I'm so low. And we're able to get additional farm, which is great. And whoa, I see a grass type, and I automatically switch into Articuno. I honestly don't know what this has. I think it has Stone Edge, to be honest. I think it has Stone Edge. I could totally be wrong. So I think my opponent here is going to have 2 Night Slashes. Just 2 more counters, I think. Should be Night Slash. Maybe not. Could be wrong. Smart by my opponent. So it looks like I'm going to be farming it down. I want to be able to get my opponent locked in with these debuffs, and it looks like it's going to happen. So yeah, this is just a really bad situation. If you're up against a debuffer and the last Pokemon, there's essentially no way you can clear debuffs. So my opponent was in a very bad spot the whole time. And this might be a Leaf Blade. If it's a Leaf Blade, we still live. Yep. And we're just gonna finish off with a Hydro Cannon. Big shout out to my opponent with the spicy Parisian. That's awesome. I'd love to see it. Giratina, you know what we already do here? My opponent stays in here, which tells me that they have possibly a Poliwrath and I don't know, Mewtwo or something. Something that's weak to Cresselia because they're staying in here. But I do think I lose this matchup, to be honest. Okay, so it's a Snorlax. I do throw the Future Sight. I always throw the Future Sight first. And I go for the second Future Sight. I threw the second Future Sight just because of the fact that I am gonna die and there's no way I could get off a second Moonblast, just because I was already about to die. So my opponent charged up a lot of energy. I shield the first one, take the second one. I'm gonna farm up some more energy here and unleash the Kraken with the Hydro Cannons. Perfect farming range. Ooh. So it looks like I'm gonna tank this. I'm getting ready to switch here just because of the fact that my Swampert was so low, and my opponent brings out their Swampert. So this match isn't over yet, despite the fact that Articuno has a great matchup against these two Pokemon, but my Swampert is essentially KO'd. We do have almost Earthquake, definitely Hydro Cannon stored up. These Hydro Cannons add up fast. And I think my opponent shields here. I think they should shield here. I think it's, if you're against an Articuno, I think you should shield, have two Pokemon alive at least. So my opponent makes, we switch at the same time, brings out Giratina. Perfect play by them. And we lag. Oh my gosh, that sucks, dude. So I think my win condition here is I have to farm. And they get to the Dragon Claw. So great play by my opponent. I like the fact that they stayed in against my Cresselia with the Giratina and share the win. For the next match, we pick up a Melmetal lead. We always go for the first Hydro Cannon. There's no reason to go Earthquake because it's completely overkill. They throw the superpower, shield it up. Articuno has a horrible matchup against Melmetal, so I automatically switch into Articuno. I don't want my Articuno to see that Melmetal at all. This is typically what happens majority of the time. It happened in the other match, so we can expect it to happen here as well. And we're just going to be throwing Icy Winds here. Looks like I'm gonna farm this thing all the way down. When this happens, I used to throw the Icy Wind coming up next. Should I shield this? Probably shield that, dude. Ooh, not good, not good, not good. I wasted all that energy. So Swampert comes out. So I think I'm gonna just grab his shield here and then switch into Cresselia. Get a jump start on energy. My opponent should be switching into Melmetal and go for the Future Sight. Does a lot of damage, and I think my opponent leaves here. There's no reason to shield any of this up. I'd rather not throw energy and farm to the moon to unleash the Kraken on Swampert. So my opponent knows it's pretty much GG. I don't even have to shield this. They don't have to shield this one up either. I'm gonna go ahead and shield this up just because of the fact that I'm one more Psycho Cut away from Moonblast. We get this off, grab the shield, switch to Swampert, take the game. GG. Is that the last game? No, there's a loss in here somewhere. Oh, I guess that was the last game. And we do make it to rank 9 at 25-22. Awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.